Hello parents and students of Trinity Comprehensive. It has been a long while since we've seen you and we're really looking forward to you coming back to this school. We have taken a whole lot of different measures to make sure that you are very safe in the school. Let me explain some of the things we put in place. Firstly, when you come into school, we have different entrances for the year groups. You'll see this year group, which is the nearest to the access, is for the 6th, the 4th and 2nd years. When you come in the gate, the 6th years will go to the entrance here, the 4th years will go round to the side and the 2nd years will go round to the back. Now on the day that you come in, there will be a sign to tell you which door you come in. I would like to remind you at this point that as soon as you come in the school gates, you must wear a mask. Also, from that day on, no cars will be permitted within the school grounds.
Ms Gallagher has previously mentioned that the entrance for the 6th, 4th and 2nd are over at the first entrance. So our 1st, 3rd and 5th year students will be arriving through the entrance opposite Ballymun Library. The same markings are on the ground, so we've got 1st, 3rd and 5th year markings on the ground just as you will enter through your entrance, and you will see that there are yellow arrows bringing you around to the doors. So the purpose of these yellow arrows is so that our 1st year students on their very first day of school will be able to find their entrance very easily that morning. So you'll see 1st year written on the floor with the yellow arrows, and those yellow arrows are going to bring you 1st years to an entrance that is at the back part of the school. Our 3rd years will enter through our main door here at the front of the school, and our 5th years will enter through our side door, which is nearest to our parents' polytunnel.
As already has been explained, each year group will have their separate entrance door. Now this is the 1st year door, so each morning each student will come in through this door. There will be somebody here at the door making sure that you have your mask. There are also toilets in this area, and only that year group will go to the toilets. In fact, only each year group will mix with that year group during the school day. One thing that's really important is that you bring all your books that you need for the school day, and you take all your books home that day, and at the end of the day you come out through this door again. No books can be left in the school, so it's very important that you remember that. Unfortunately, we can't provide lockers for anybody at this time.
As Ms Gallagher has mentioned, every student will be in their own base classroom. And what that means is that the teachers will have to come to your class and they will teach the subject to you. Beforehand, if you remember, we used to have that the teacher was in the classroom and the students would walk on the corridors. So it will mean now that you will have your own desk and your own table for every single class, other than your option classes. And I'm going to explain to you about your option classes now in a minute. So the first thing that you'll do when you arrive into your class is use the hand sanitizer station at the door, and everybody must be responsible and hand sanitize, clean their hands before they take their seat. Every seat in the classroom is just about 1 metre, some are more than 1 metre away from each other. You at your seat will have a face visor that will be provided by the school, and you'll also have a mask. Masks or face visors must be worn in the school at all times. Any students who have medical issues, they are exempt from wearing face masks, but there's only a few students in that situation. So, during the school day, there are going to be 3 COVID cleans. So there will be an announcement made, and that will mean that you have to take responsibility to clean your table and your chair to make sure that your space is sanitised at all points. At the end of the school day, your classroom will get a clean from the cleaners that we have here in the school. As Ms. Galler has mentioned, you will be bringing your school bag with your daily books in it, and you will be keeping your school bag underneath your desk or your chair. So it's very important that you do not have any of your materials lying around the classroom. Your teacher will be positioned at the top of the room, and there is a space between the whiteboard and the students in the interest of health and safety for the teacher also. Many of our parents have asked us what we are going to do with our option classes, and most students in 1st, 2nd and 3rd and 4th year have at least 2 option bands, which means you will have to move from your classroom if you have a practical class. Students will be walked up to their practical area, and when they get to their practical area, their teacher will ensure that again they hand sanitise before they walk into the room. At that point, there will be other students in the room from other first-year classes, but to ensure your child's safety, every class will be put into pods. So, for example, one Tempest will be sitting with the students from their classroom, and they will be 2 metres away from any students from any other class. So we are going to keep all of the class groups in small clusters. The teacher is going to ensure that the materials used in class are properly sanitised, they are cleaned down on a regular basis to ensure the health and safety of your child, and also to ensure the health and safety of the teacher. You will remember these classrooms as very colourful spaces because the teachers used to have them as their base classroom. Now they look very, very bare, but after your first week or 2 of school, we will have all of your artwork, all of your written work up on the walls to make sure that these classrooms feel like your own space.
For lunch, as you know, that students are provided with a hot lunch here every day. That will continue. The only difference is that the students will take lunch in their classrooms. So there'll be very limited mixing between students during lunchtime, except for the students they've already been with during the day. If any of you have been holidaying abroad, we need to know that, and you have to, as you know, quarantine for 2 weeks. So please let us know by phone. Which brings me to the point that if any of you parents need to see us, of course we'd be open to see you, but you have to ring first with appointment. Please don't turn up at the school. Every appointment that we have with parents now have to be pre-arranged. Just when I'm speaking about communication, please download the school app, because all communication from here on out will be made via the app. So important messages, important information, important updates you will find on the school app. We will be developing a policy around homework, and you'll hear more about that as the time goes on. What we would really like to do is to give a mixture of homework, written work and emailed work. Should we ever be in the situation again that the school or part of the school has to shut down, we want to ensure that students have the skills to continue doing their work at home. But don't worry about that so much now, because we will communicate that to you when the situation becomes more clear. That's all I have to say now. So thanks for bearing with us, and I'll hand you over to Miss Neary.
Due to COVID-19, our school day is going to look a little bit different than our school day last year. So we will still start at 8:45. The only difference is your small break and your big break will be during your class time. So what does that look like? During your 3rd class period, at the end of that, your teacher will say to you, small break begins. And with that, you will stop your class. You'll be able to take out your small lunch and you'll be able to eat that during that time. The bell will ring and your teacher will then have to go to their next class, but there will be supervisors supervising you until the next class teacher arrives. That class teacher will then give you more time to finish your lunch, and then your teacher will announce that lunch is over and you will continue with your fourth class. So your lunch break will be during your class time. Your large lunch will be the same. At the end of period 6, your teacher will say to you 15 minutes before the bell is about to ring that you've now started lunch, and during that time you will be able to have your lunch. That lunch will be provided by our canteen, so you will all be able to order your lunch the day before from our canteen. When the bell rings, your next teacher will arrive down, and at that point you will have another 15 minutes to eat your lunch, and then your teacher will tell you to put that away and your next class will start. Just in case people are worried that you are going to be in your class for the full day with very little movement, we are going to be putting in some movement breaks for you. This is very important that you get out, get a bit of fresh air, you'll be able to talk to your classmates with your visors on, of course, and it'll just give you a little bit of a break from the classroom. So we are very conscious that it's important that you do get out of the classroom at regular intervals during the day. Miss Gallagher already mentioned to you about our school app. So I'd like to show you what our school app looks like. So our school app is used for communication during our day. We are not sending any texts or any emails, so all of our information will be posted on a daily basis. It's very important during this time that you use the app, that you make sure that you've got your notifications turned on, because we will be communicating to you about your child. With the new app system that we have, we'll be able to send you, the parents or guardians, individual messages, and just in case there is anything that we need your attention for, it's very important that you can access this very regularly from your phone. Okay, so if you have an Android phone or an iPhone, you just go into your app store and you can select either the Android or the iPhone and you can download that. It will ask you for some information like your email, etc. You will have to put your mobile number in. That mobile number has to be the same mobile number that we have for you in the front office. If it's not, and if you've got a new mobile, it's very important that you update all of your information from your front office. So, to sum everything up, we really look forward to having you all back in school. I know this is going to be a very challenging time, but please remember that everything that we have enforced here in school is for your health and safety and the teachers' health and safety. Please remember, parents and guardians, that you can contact the school at any point, or you can email me at principal@trinitycomp.ie if you have any concerns, or ring our front office and we will return your call or organise a meeting with you. So we look forward to seeing you very, very soon. We think that we've got a very, very, very safe space for you. We will look after your precious children, and at certain times during the year we'll be giving you more updates if any changes have been made to the school setup or the school day or the classroom. So we will see you all from the 31st onwards. Thank you.